Hey guys, it's me Mark, aka Madgamer,
And it's me, Sigmund, aka Ravenshield.
and welcome to this Q&A. Okay, how long have you been teaching? Well, I've been teaching for about 4 years now. I started in a group called Building Helpers. Ironically, we're now back in a group called Building Helpers, but I've been teaching about 4 years. I started in May, actually, and I started with a guy called Cordy. And he introduced me to the group, and I'm still teaching.
And I was introduced to the group about 1.5 years ago. I started teaching slightly in the beginning, but I figured out I am more of the tech guy and supervisor than a teacher. So I've been lacking teaching the past year. Found out during the classes.
You've been teaching in a few tutorials, though.
Yeah, a few tutorials. I hope to make more as soon as possible whenever I have time. So please send in your tutorial ideas and we'll try to make them. Second question is, why did you start teaching?
Well, I started teaching because there was an open space, really, and I was teaching scripting when I first started teaching. And at the time, I was actually learning how to script as well. So as soon as I learnt a technique during the day, like during a weekend, I found out like a loop, how to make a loop work and what rules loops have, and then I'll go into Building Helpers and I would tell them how to do it and what script I use, and I showed them the script and I let them have a go during. We had like this little script builder but was very isolated, and we just let them have a go then. And then a few years later we stopped teaching scripting and I started teaching building, and the same rules applied. I was quite new at building, and I just, as soon as I learnt like this method of how to make something look nice or what tools I could use, I then went into Building Helpers and showed everyone how to start. And I just feel like if I have knowledge, I should pass it on, and that's why I started teaching, really.
Yeah, part of the reason for me starting teaching is the same as Madgamer just said at the very end. I have knowledge to pass on, because once I found out people enjoyed what I built and really adored my skills and were inspired by my creations, I realized that if our generation of builders don't pass their knowledge on to the next, then building will never develop further. And we really need building to develop further. As you have seen today, there are many styles, futuristic, medieval, any kind of style. While back when I started building, everyone built what we call classic or old school, which is pretty much no C-framing, no details, just very like what you can build with Lego in real life. You're very limited to blocks and to the studs and lining up everything. Well, now you C-frame, you resize, you shrink, and you can put all sorts of mini details into very small things, because that's how building developed. So that's my reason for starting to teach, to pass on the knowledge.
Cool. Okay, how long has the group been in existence? I probably could answer that because I don't think Ravenshield knows. It started before I joined, and before groups were even invented in Roblox, which is like years ago now. Like 2008, I think the group started. It was just a couple of hundred people on the forums just helping each other out, and it was just mainly a friends list back then. And as soon as the groups came out, we had a group called Building Helpers, and they all joined that, and a year later or so I joined. So 2008, I think, 2009, 2008, whenever groups were invented in Roblox, that's the year.
Yeah, well, what you could consider group is one question. Teaching has always existed. So to answer the group question, I guess, as you said, whenever the group feature was released, is when the group came to existence.
And we've been using many groups. I mean, we moved from building helpers to build a school, and then a few years later we moved back to building helpers. So, yeah.
The next question is, why is the class room on Rydalani and not on Ravenshield or Madgamer?
The reason is because it's more accessible for me and Ravenshield to be able to update the game rather than us having to give the places, and it's to keep all our scripts secure as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. No other reason.
No.
Also, well, it's a nice thing because we don't earn any tickets from it. So it stays on the Rydalani account where none of us really benefit from it. Because we're here to learn. No. We're here to teach.
We're also here to learn.
Yeah.
Next question. Why is class hosted at 2:30 PM EST time? Well, the reason is because that's when we're available. We have college classes and homework to do, and that's the time where it's more accessible to the students in America and in the UK, and more accessible to us.